Fine.
And they take the laser straw, they don't take a saw,
Yeah.
a laser straw, and just burn it like that. And you can smell the meat. Many times, when I sleep here,
Yeah.
it shakes like that. It's like a ghost paints. You know ghost paint? Never trust people. Not on the streets, not indoors.
Okay.
All right.
Alright. Can you start by telling us your name and your age?
I'm Hendrik Johannes Lodewijk Theron. Theron. I'm not sure Lee Theron's brother. Well.
Are you sure?
Yep.
And how
She's not my family, but she's a Theron. Yeah.
And how old are you?
55.
And where are you from?
I'm from Cape Town, Somerset West. I was born there in Somerset West, Triple H, Hottentots, Holland, in 1969.
And how was life growing up? How was your childhood?
It's all right. My father was a train driver. He had money. Yeah, a railway worker, my father. My mother was a housewife. But she makes soos hulle in Afrikaans sê, Engels sê, she makes too many scope. She buy the clavier, then another one, piano. She can play piano. I can play guitar. Yeah. But then my father comes from work. I say, what the f is this? I say, it's mine. I say, I must pay it, yo. Good father, good mother, one brother, two sisters, yeah.
Are you the youngest or are you the oldest?
My sister is my eldest sister, Yolanda, and then me, and then Stephen, and then Melanie. Yeah. No, I'm the second. I'm the first son.
And how was your relationship with your siblings growing up?
My father and mother.
Your siblings, your brother and sister.
It was all right, but I don't care about them because they don't care about me. But when I get my money, I don't want to pick them up and say, "Kijk, look what happened." I'm just going to keep it like that. Maybe I go to my younger sister because she's got ears on the road. And say, "Hendrik, what happened?" Maybe she knows, I don't know. My brother, not my eldest brother, my brother, he's a spray painter in Goodwood. I don't care about him. I don't care about my oldest sister because she's very rich, stays in Durban. Well, she's got a big house, 2 bikes, 2 bakkies, and a car with her husband. But we never is like that.
Yeah.
All the years now.
Does she
Because
know where you are now?
I don't think so. Because when my father died 16 years ago, and my mother died just 1 year after him. My father died on the 5th of November 2011, and then my mother died the same day on the same month because they are like that, you know. Because you know the old people, they.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how was that for you, that loss?
I wasn't. With my father's funeral, I remember he died in my arms. In the hospital because he had no lungs from smoking. He was a heavy smoker. And he was driving trains, steam train, and he was working for the factory, and diamond factory in Strand. You see that it burst your...
Yeah.
And then he died in Tygerberg Hospital. And then the doctor comes to me and he told me, "Hendrik, you are the only man. You're not his only. You got 2 brothers, but you are the only man. You have to sign for the morphine so that you can go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because you got no legs, no lungs, no C-stuff, no oxygen to the brain." And then I phoned my uncles and said, "Come, help." They said, "No, they don't want to see that." And I signed for it. I signed for the morphine, 25 milligram, so that his brain can relax. It will take a little hours and then he will die. And then on by his grave, then my uncle pull a gun on me and say, "You killed my brother." I say, "No, you wasn't there. Was you there?" "No, no." I called them to come, to help. And then they said they don't want to see that. My father's name is also Hendrik Johannes Lodewijk Zaron. My grandfather, Hendrik Johannes Lodewijk Zaron. My great same, it goes down, French. But I don't talk French, because I got a blood in me. I'm just Afrikaans and English. Yeah. I try to speak English. But they, in Frankrijk, they can speak French. Yeah.
And that was actually a very hectic experience for you to have to do that and be the one in charge of making the final decision for your dad and not having anyone
Well,
else.
I got no choice because
not
the
having
doctor
anyone.
showed me on the screen. He's got no lungs. There's no oxygen to his brains, and he's suffocating, getting his face, his tongues come out and getting blue. I have to sign for. It's the only man I have to sign for his morphine, 25 milligram, strong. And now he's not dead, but his eyes are goes like that, and the tears coming, and then I know I have to wait here until his heart stops.
That's an incredibly difficult situation to have to deal with. And how old were you?
It's about 17 years ago.
17?
Yeah.
And did you have any other support after that time? Did you have anyone to
No,
turn
nothing. And then because of his rental houses, he got rental houses, and then we have to move. Rental house, we have to move. And then my mother died on the same day, on the same month, the 5th of November. She had a stroke and then a heart attack. And then after that, after her funeral, and I have to take the road. Hit the road, check. And then, okay, I got 11,000 rand, but then I just gooi, Melkbosstrand.
So you got that 11,000 rand from the estate, from your families?
Yeah, but they got more. My older sister stole my father's car, my and so on. The piano, all that stuff, the furniture. Yeah, not the house because he had always rental houses.
Okay, but everything else. And then you took the 11,000 rand and you said you went to Melkbos.
Melkbosstrand.
And then what did you do there?
A car guard, I had to do something. But I was always by the Lapa. If you know the Lapa, Lapa 1, Lapa 2. I drinking in the evening, and I go sleep on the streets.
After school, what did you do for work?
I was a security guard.
So you've always been in the security industry?
Not always,
Okay.
but I did security sector 3, Woodstock. Maroon beret, gun, but you have to sign it. They put you on a bank and you clock. You clock on a bank's roof, you clock, yeah. I wasn't in the army, but the owner of sector 3, he was a recce. And then then when he retired from the army, from the Wehrmacht, then he said, "I'm looking for men to work for me," and I am there. And we have to, in the early morning, we have to draw Woodstock to Cape Town. We all people.
And did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was nice, but then the money is big, and they come. You get only 300 rand. And then my father told me, give that stuff, just wash it and iron it, give it back to that company. And then I switched over to Combat Force. It's also a security company, they're still alive.
Yeah.
In Wynberg. Yeah. I don't know where they're now. Long time ago.
You mentioned obviously that after you were in Melkbos for a while, you ended up on the streets.
Yeah, but because I'm going to Melkbos, because I'm already on the streets, because my mother died, and everything was sold, not sold, give to my older sister. So I'd say, I have to go, but where must I live now? I don't want to, that was in Goodwood, and I go to Melkbos and I make my own living, try to make my own living. 11,000 doesn't last long, but I don't care, but I know I put my bib on and I put the cars in and out in front of the Lapa. The Lapa it's a hotel, it's like a restaurant, not a hotel, it's a bar.
Yeah.
I make my money. The one guy loses keys on his bakkie. And I asked me, Now, I'm the car guy. You help me find my keys. I said, I will find your keys. Where are you going now? He said he's going to the Lapa. This is opposite the parking area. And then I just look under the car, and there's the keys. I put it in my, I keep still. He comes out that drunk and says,
You saved the day.
he gave me 400 rand. And he was hugging me, and I give him his buckies, keys. It's funny that time, man, bro. But I make a lot of money there. And I go to Saddles, I sit there, eat chicken, drink my beer, check the soccer. It's nice time that time. But now I'm a robot stander. Until this money comes, then I'm finished.
So when you say that money, what money are you talking about, and
I
what?
had an accident.
Okay, what happened in your accident?
Okay. 5 years ago in the strand, Gorens Bypad, Oka and Total Garage, ne? On the corner, I was standing there, and the car come, and the white man come with a Mercedes, and he just hit me, papa, on the 28th of December 2020. He just hit me and he just take off. He stopped, and I stand up, and then this leg was broken here and there, the orf. This one was like that, and that one was like that. Yeah, there and there's the orf. You call this a orf, that plakbeen, this been, the orf been. They get a round one there. They broke it. He stumped it, and he stopped. And he look at me in the mirror, and I stand up, and now I'm fuck. I wasn't gesê. And I check him, but I forgot. My one, this leg stands like that, and that one stands like that, and just drop, bah! The people push me out of the road, phone the ambulance, and he takes off. But the cameras is on him.
They saw what he did, and you had that evidence.
The cameras was on him.
And what happened after that? Because I can imagine.
I go to the hospital.
Yeah.
They give me morphine. Yeah, if they shot it in, no, my man. Kykie, I don't like that stuff, but I was moaning. And then I go into Tygerberg, and they put me there in Tygerberg for 8 days, for the swelling was like that. Used to go down, and then they put a frame on, a frame from there to there, pins, 21 pins, with the round things like that. I have to smoke buttons to get away from the pain after that.
Yeah, on Thursday morning when you got the Sasa, the law enforcement, they threw him out. Thursday, just get my wallet.
Oh, what about them, man?
Yeah, no, you must report it also. They threw the wine over him, and they threw him out of the wheelchair on Thursday morning. And when I pushed the law enforcement away, and I asked the law enforcement, why are you doing that to pull the guy away? So I got arrested.
Drinking in public.
Drinking in public. So I got arrested for 5 days, and I got out on 500 rand bail because I was protecting him. Because
no respect for disabled people.
You know, we got the footage, but they said who paid the bail?
Yeah.
He paid the bill with his Sasa grant. And you know what? Now? When I wanted to pick him up, they kicked me in my. Ask him, and I got out. He paid my fine from his Sasa money. He paid my fine from his Sasa money.
And he went up to the police station to make a case.
To lay the case
and
against
then
him when they're beating him up.
Yeah.
The law enforcement beat him up.
Don't worry about that.
It's
gone,
you know
man.
now? It's gone. But now I have to go to court.
Yeah.
Because protecting him.
Because they are lighties, man. They doesn't know what they're doing.
They said
they're not law enforcement.
Yeah, they're not law enforcement.
Goodness.
Soft targets.
Soft targets, because they arrest the people on the streets. We are people from the streets. We are drunkies. We don't bother no one.
But you can't fight the battle anymore, man.
Okay. I think you were telling me about how long you spent in the hospital after your accident.
It's in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Somerset West. And then Somerset West pushed me to, wait man. Somerset West told me, no, that pins must come out. You must go to a Tygerberg. And they pull the pins out. They screw a boat, the boats out. And they pull the pins out. You see the blood goes like that, the blood goes like that. I was sweating from the pain. Other men also got that. They was crying. Wag. They were crying. And then the wives hold him. And I asked the nurse, I was acting, She said to me,
was
you are, Wachman. She said to me, you are almost like a woman, like giving a baby. I was just sweating, bro. And I pull it out like that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 21. And the one I'd ask, give it to me. Because I smoke dacha, I want to dolly my dacha.
They immediately amputated? What happened
No.
after that?
After they take it off the frame, and then infection. One hole gets black. You call it, what you call it, in Engels? Die een gaatjie is nie toegemaak nie. Then it's gangrene.
It's gangrene, yeah.
And then they go back to the hospital in Somerset West. They say, no, you're going to a hospital in Tygerberg. They have to put it off here. Yeah.
By the knee, under the knee?
Yeah.
Under knee, okay.
And I say, okay, I got no choice. And they took it off.
Yeah, we got Tygerberg.
And after that, yeah,
2 times.
two cases. This bone
There was a
from here,
stitches.
I had
Yeah.
from here,
Stitches.
under the knee, was sticking out like that.
Yeah. There was a bone outside the stitches. There was a bone there.
Around my been.
Victoria.
And they say, no, something is wrong here.
There was a
And then the doctor, a lady, a beautiful white lady, she said to me, come. And she said to me, you got a choice. We're going to cut it down here. I said, okay. What must I do? Sign the paper. I have to sign the paper. 3 days after that, I'm in the operation table, put the needle in my back, like that. Then you get lump. And they play the music, a heavy metal on. They do that. They want you to relax. Then the professor stand hands like that, massaging your head like that. You're lying like that. You're on the operation table. And they take the laser straw. They don't take a saw. A laser straw and just burn it like that. You can smell the meat.
What could you make? You're going to have lamb chops.
The people say, here's your food.
Lamb chops.
Everyone in the world, here's your food. A nice fish, I say, quiet. That was, yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah.
But that was a joke then. And then one guy comes in, he lays like here, one guy there, he's got 2 legs down like that, but he's got sugar. It's a different story, eh? And then the man was crying for his mother, what's going on? And he died next to me. And that one too. I just see them next morning, 4 o'clock, die gordijntjie is toegetrek. En hy trek die gordijntjie oop, daar lê die man. Pa. Daar lê die man, pa. But everyone that lies with me outside died next to me. I'm the undertaker. Christine, a fucking dinges, but they died. They died next to me. I don't know why. Well, I keep on pushing. I like to have my prosthetic leg, and it was that other one over that one, and then if I limp, I will buy me a lekker bike, and I still drive my bike, my motorcycle. Nobody will know. You see, I can buy me a lekker bike when I get my money. Buy me a bike, put it on a robot, put my TV, and I say, I'm back. I hope to get 1 million.
Yeah.
I don't know. End of the year. Because on the 28th of July, I'm gonna get the hearing. How much and why for that?
Yeah.
And when? If I got it, I put it in my bank, and I just sign it, take the interest. But then I have to invest it from there in a company. If I get my money, I know what I can do. I know what I'm going to do. I put my money in the bank, sign it, take that interest, but I'm not going to wait long, put it in a trust. Maybe checkers. If I go outside now, and I go to the polls, where I'm standing with my copy. My copy? My cup.
Yeah.
I get 200 Rand, 100 Rand. But that's not my money. It's the people's money. Nie wag man, Mario. You see, I was in the school Batavian, eh? I was welding. I was a welder in Batavian. And
A welder?
a welder.
Okay, and did you...
3 years.
Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, but I was young. But then I decided I don't want to do it anymore. Because many people in Batavia, you got your welding, you get your mechanic, you get your cook, you get your sheet metal, all that. The ladies that side, cooking and so on, and nursing in Batavia. You see in the 80s, ne? When you are a little slow in the brains, they put you into a school, then you can work with your hands. Or it's mechanical, like my brother. I was welding for 3 years there.
You obviously said this is Mario's place, and how did you guys meet?
Not mine. We was fighting, yeah.
You were
By
fighting
the
with
top.
him?
Right, that's a long time ago. He tried to, I buy a dog there by Tops. And then he comes, he said, who are you? I said, who are you? Well, then I had my leg before the accident. Pah! Pah! Allee, stand up. Trap him. Pah! Because I had my leg.
Yeah.
I'm a different man. I don't take shit. And then after that, after 1 year, I'm always sitting on Gary's bunk. But they see, he comes to me, he gooi 'n papsak and say, go for it. You mustn't drink here, you mustn't drink there, mustn't drink there, mustn't drink there, mustn't drink here, mustn't drink there. Now where must I drink? I say, you must get to home. I say, I got a party home. And when I go up, I drink where I want to drink. I don't bother them. You know, it's just that, it's not nice.
So how did you go from having a fight to staying with him?
Well, he told me come here, but what happened after the implication? I was knocking on his door, and he was opened the door and he was looking, who's there? I said, I'm down on the street because they stole my chair, kratzer. Kijk, my kratzer. I was sitting on the ground, looking, who's there? I said, it's me. He said, where are you? He said,
How did you get a wheelchair? How did you manage after
from people that give me, yeah. Yeah, not from the hospital. That one, I had exchange from a schoolie. You know, that steals that, yeah, that steals it. But I got a new one inside next door.
Okay.
A new one.
And do you use that one?
Yeah, but I leave that one. I just want to take this thing down. I take my new one. You got anything?
So you haven't used that one yet?
Yeah, next door. The next door. I told him this morning, Mario, bring my new chair, take this thing in. I think bearings is klaar.
Yeah.
Bearings. Oh, it's still going, but yeah.
Have you ever been to a shelter? Have you ever considered?
I had many shelters. Kalkbaai, Happy Valley, Wynberg, Claremont, Goodwood, Elsie's Rivier.
How was your experience in the shelters?
Well, okay, sometimes I go in there, I have to stay sober for 3 months. It's nice, I eat, I'm getting out like that, and it's getting boring. Because the people are fighting. That one's farting, and that one is talking, and that one is... I have to go. And then the last shelter I was in Blue Downs. The Blue Downs after COVID-19. And that was a colored, I mean, and there was a house in Blue Downs. And they shoot you, poof, 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 in the night. Few whites and a few colors. And they say, you're down and you're upstairs, you're down, you're upstairs, you sleep there. And then we eat like a TV playing the whole night. I don't want to stick TV, you know, plus my screen, I don't care. And the girls come out, you must keep your mouth shut.
And you've been drinking for a good many years now.
Yeah, from the age of 15. Yeah.
15.
When my father was like this, né?
Yeah.
I was sitting in here. I was 6 years old. He gave me. Are you back? Kijk your TV.
6 years old.
Because it's Frenchman. You have to drink. A nice woman. The French people like nice woman, lekker dop, and meat.
You mentioned nice women. So what has your relationships been like?
I had a lot of women.
Any children?
Nothing.
No children.
Something is wrong with me.
So not because you didn't want them.
No. I had lots of every Friday going to Cape Town with my bike. Whom, whom, whom. Come back with a girl. Man, there's no babies.
Did you ever want to have any?
No. Sounds funny, eh?
No.
Spooky. Don't worry about sex.
Yeah.
But if you're married, you want for a kid. But if you can't make a kid, something's wrong between you two. Or you or her. After me, there's no Hendrik Johannes Ludwig Strong.
And how does that make you feel?
A little bit sad. I left out. Well, okay, the things will come to an end. There's no more Hendrik Johannes Ludwig Strong after me.
So you are the end of the lineage.
Nothing. Sad, eh?
And if you could go back in your life and you could change anything in your life, would you change anything?
I just want to stop drinking, stop smoking dagga, but I smoke clean green, not button. I like my clean green, a spliffy man, rasta one. I do it from a long time. If I can stop that, I don't know. When I had long hair till here, I had a ponytail and there, in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, a ponytail. If I put it like that, I gooi it like that, my bro. It hung. It's the truth. You must see my photos. My younger sister still got my photos. She told me, you're going to the streets, I can keep it. Because you're going to lose it now.
When's the last time you spoke to your sister?
Years ago. I got two sisters, I don't worry.
You don't speak to the oldest one. I know you told me she's
No, I don't like that.
And you don't.
My father and my mother always smack her. Get out of my house, go to your men. Don't talk to me in my house. But my younger sister, Melanie, she's married now, I think she's married to a colored boy, colored man. She had never problems with nobody like me. And my other sister, she always say, you're a white man, stay a white man. I said, go f yourself, man. She's got a big pool, and then when they had a party, the white girls throw her in a pool. Go, man.
Is that your idea of fun?
No, it's not my idea of fun. It's our fun. My fun is to take a bike, put my girl there. I put my petrol in my tank, a Kawasaki, a 1100 with the leather on the tank. Put your helmet on, drive slowly, go bar to bar.
Bar to bar.
Bar to bar is nice, it's beautiful. You drink 1 beer, 2 beers, get on the bike, we go to the next town, bar to bar. It's the truth.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned in your life? If you could give anyone a piece of advice or wisdom that you've learned.
Never trust people. Not on the streets, not indoors. Because they will kunkel you, my bro. But this is not my kunkel. This is it's like a punishment. I will never walk like you walk and he walk. I will never have a leg. Leg can't grow. But when I get my 2 million or 1 million or 150 or whatever, and I just sleep take my big plasma screen, not here, in my own house. I just check and eat my meat, my stove, my ijskaas, my bun, fish, hoender, fish and chicken, and I will relax all like that. And I must say, thank you, Jesus. I say, I want to see it. I'm never going to give up till I get it. I was walking like a devil in the night, in a geramte. Where's my money? Where's my money? It was a long life.
And in the meantime, you said you are at the robots. That's how you...
Yeah, no, to survive on the streets, yeah.
So you're SASSA at the robots?
No, not SASSA. SASSA is private. But I make my money every day there on a robot. That's I'm living on the streets. These streets keep our life for me, for many people. But I got SASSA. Unfortunately, I'm lucky. And the SASSA is private. I got it from the age of 21.
How much do you make on average on a day?
Okay, Christmas times, 500, 600. Christmas, over Christmas, but now, let's say 100, 120, it's not much. Only for a boxie and a cigarette.
So if people were watching this video and they wanted to help you, how could people help you? What would you want the most if someone wanted to assist you?
Nothing, just my prosthetic leg. But that will be from the accident fund they must give me. I want to walk again. I can't walk. I must take the crutches, and I don't like the crutches.
Yeah.
It's not the same anymore. And I want to buy a bike when I got this and drive my bike. I saw with Harley Davidson with a prosthetic leg. He's stepping like that. his music's playing on Harley Davidson.
And that's your dream for the future.
Is that true?
So you wouldn't want any other help? That's
No,
all you want?
No. No. I just want my prosthetic leg. I know I will get my money, Mexican. I will get my money.
This year, did you say? Hopefully.
Because leg can't grow. Many times, when I sleep here, it shakes like that. It's like a ghost pains. You know ghost pains?
Yeah.
You heard about ghost pains?
Phantom limb.
Your mind tells you your feet are itching. Yeah. And you want to crap as oh. No leg, no foot. But it says your mind doesn't relax. Your mind tells you there's nothing wrong with you, but there's a piece off of you.
Phantom limb, so it still feels, your brain thinks it's still there.
It's funny.
And do you have access to healthcare? Are you able to get pain meds or any medication that you need?
No, I don't need it anymore. The only medication is a little dopey and a cigarette. But one thing is sure, I will get my money. Because I put it in 5 years ago, I'm waiting for it. I'm going back to the office in Cape Town. I put my baseball bat on the table. I say, let's get down to business. I will tell him, let's get down to business. Did you remember me? 5 years ago? Yeah, Indruk. You want the offer? What's the offer? 200,000, it's sick. I will die like, if I die, I will laugh. If I die today, I will laugh. You will always be smiling. I'm a dying man.